Hello, my name is Seza Adıgüzel Ofli. Today we are going to talk about language learning in early childhood. Let's start with the first question. How do children initially learn the meaning of words? Through imitation of adult speech. They imitate what they have heard. Imitation is essential. What is the difference between language acquisition and language learning? Language acquisition refers to unconscious learning, while language learning refers to conscious learning. How do children acquire grammatical morphemes in English? These grammatical morphemes are acquired in the observed order. Researchers have studied the frequency with which the morphemes occur in parent speech, the cognitive complexity of the meanings presented by each morpheme, and the difficulty of perceiving or pronouncing them. In the end, there has been no simple, satisfactory explanation for the sequence, and most researchers agree that the order is determined by an interaction among a number of factors. Do all children acquire grammatical morphemes at the same age? Brown and his colleagues found that the children did not acquire the morphemes at the same age or rate. In a longitudinal study of this development of 3 children called Adam, Eve, and Sarah, Eve had mastered nearly all the morphemes before she was 2.5 years old, while Sarah and Adam were still working on them when they were 3.5 or 4. Can you please mention about the behaviorist perspective? Behaviorist perspective. Traditional behaviorists hypothesize that when children imitate the language produced by those around them, they reproduce what they heard, received positive reinforcement. Thus, encouraged by their environment, children would continue to imitate and practice these sounds and patterns until they formed habits of correct language use. The quality and quantity of the language the child hears would shape the child's language behavior. What about the innatist perspective? The innatist perspective is related to Chomsky's hypothesis that all human languages are based on some innate universal principles. He argued that children are biologically programmed for language and that language develops in the child in just the same way that other biological functions develop. The children do not have to be taught. Chomsky hypothesized that children are born with a specific innate ability to discover for themselves the underlying rules of a language system on the basis of the samples of a natural language they are exposed to. The innatist perspective is often linked to the critical period hypothesis. Speaking of critical period hypothesis, can you briefly mention that too? This is a hypothesis that animals, including humans, are genetically programmed to acquire certain kinds of knowledge and skills at specific times in life. CPH suggests that children who are not given access to language in infancy and early childhood will never acquire language if these deprivations go on for too long. Thanks for watching, and thanks for the contributions of our guests.